Oh, Joe, I cannot take this anymore. You have got to do something with this freaking toilet. Hey, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy campers.
And after losing a combined weight of more than 200 pounds,
we realized we had so much more energy for activities.
Come along with us as we explore the great outdoors.
And join us on a brand new adventure. And this adventure needs to take us outside of this RV because it smells like hot garbage. If you ever thought that like maybe Joe and Rachel don't think their poop stinks, we are not those people. We are well aware that our poop stinks.
Our poop stinks.
Our poop stinks.
So we're living in the RV. We have to like drain our black tank through a macerator kind of method because our septic system is uphill, which means we can't do proper flushes.
No.
That has resulted in a smelly black tank because our RV sits on the farm in full sunlight in central Florida, and it was hot and it's bad. Like, here's the thing. It's not bad when the tank is full.
Right.
When the tank is full, liquefied to the rescue. But when the tank is empty, you don't want to go poop.
It's like we actually encourage one another to use the bathroom more. Like, don't you need to pee? I think you need to pee. Go put something in there, baby. Like, go pee. Go pee.
So what we're going to do is we are here at the Liquefied Rally, and we're going to have tank rangers come and do a thorough cleaning for our black tank.
I hope it is thorough.
I'm here with Tommy from Tank Rangers, and we are super excited about this because Rachel has just been really freaking out about our black tank. So here's what's going on, Tommy. We're living in our RV on our farm. In order to drain our black tank, we're draining it into a septic system, but the septic system is slightly uphill. So we're using either a water jet system or a macerator to, drain everything out. And then what we'll do is we'll drain everything out, we'll fill the tank back up, we'll let it sit for a little bit, we'll do that again, but we can never actually spray down the walls in there because we need to have the hose. There's no way to easily get it back uphill. So the result has been that we're using liquefied, which has really helped with the macerator and the water jet, like chopping everything up.
Correct.
When the tank is full, we have no odor at all. But when we drain that tank, you don't even want to flush the toilet.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that's because there's stuff built up on the walls and stuff.
You probably do have a residual layer that's built up inside the tank. In my experience, using the macerator pumps, you need water volume in your black tank to pull the solids out.
Right.
Well, the minute that water hits your macerator pump, the water volume, the flow of the water stops to a trickle, and now the liquids will come through slowly, but you're still leaving the solids behind.
Right. Which is why we keep filling the tank up over and over and over again until it's clear.
So the layers just keep building up on top of each other. What I would recommend is, I know the macerator pump and pumping it uphill, that's fabulous. What I would suggest or consider doing is getting you a honey wagon.
Okay.
You know, the hold 36 gallons?
Yep.
Dump your tank into the honey wagon.
Okay.
And now when you back flush it, you can back flush it with 25 to 30 gallons of water, and that water volume comes out in one big swoosh into your honey wagon, and then pump it from the honey wagon uphill.
Uphill.
Now, I know those macerator pumps really slow down the process and the progress, but that way you can get full water flow out of your black tank to pull the solids out of your black tank, then just sit there and let the macerator pump it from your honey wagon uphill to your septic clean out, and then rinse and repeat until you can get all the solids out of that black tank.
What are we going to do today?
I'm going to walk you through the process of back flushing your black tank. Then we're going to hydrojet the black and gray tanks with 1500 psi of water, which will break down any of that residual layered buildup that has probably taken place over time.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'll introduce 8 to 10 gallons of fresh water back into your black tank, close that valve, then you can add your tank treatment and you're good to go till the next time. But every time you drain your black tanks, you need to back flush it. And there's several different ways to do it. I'm going to show you the way I prefer today. But you need to back flush those black tanks minimum 2 or 3 times until you see all of the solids have pulled out of it. Then the most important step after that is introducing the 8 to 10 gallons of fresh water back into your black tank before you even start using it again.
Let's talk about some of the myths.
Mm-hmm.
You hear all of these things, you know, should you use a tank treatment like liquefied?
Mm-hmm.
People say, well, dump ice in there and that'll do the same thing. Now, I live in Florida. If I put even, let's say I put 30 pounds of ice in there, by the time I get to the end of my 300-foot driveway in the middle of summer, that ice is gone anyway.
Correct.
So what is the best thing for someone?
I don't buy the ice method myself. I mean, like you said, by the time you get to the end of the driveway, that ice is already melted, and it's not. I just don't think it's doing a whole lot of good as it's intended. Although, if you do add water to your tanks, and either you're
just adding water.
You're just adding water. As you travel down the road, you know, it will naturally slosh around and agitate. And you know, if you use, like in the gray tanks, I would just go with Dawn dish soap and maybe some Pine Sol or something, you know, just to add it up. The Dawn dish soap will break down the grease that,
especially in the kitchen,
in the kitchen galley gray tank.
Yeah.
Shower gray tanks really don't accumulate a whole lot, other than maybe hair. If you're losing your hair, like I did many years ago.
Me too.
But they don't seem to get the buildups like the kitchen galley gray tanks do. I mean, they can smell worse than your black tank. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Okay, well, let's get to work.
Okay, so this is the reverse flush valve that I use to back flush the black tanks. It can be used to back flush the gray tank if you want to. The gray tanks don't need it like the black tanks do. Every time you drain your black tank, it's got to be back flushed. Otherwise, you're just leaving solids in there, and those solids will layer up and create odor issues and give you problems. It could even be as lead you down the road to the dreaded poo pyramid, you know, which I've experienced twice since I've been full-timing. That's actually what led me down the road to Tank Rangers, is trying to resolve my own issues, and came across Tank Rangers.
Now, for people who don't know, what exactly is the poop pyramid?
That's when you don't have enough water in your black tank. So when you do your business, it basically just drops straight down into the tank, and there's no water to displace it. So now every time you do your business, it's just building literally a pyramid of poo and paper. And if you don't have water in your tank, it's going to harden. And then next thing you know, it can shift and block your drainage port, and your black tank won't drain at all.
So how much water do you recommend people use every time they go number 2?
I put my water in up front. That's the 8 to 10 gallons after I rinse.
So then it doesn't matter how much they use when they're actually using the rest.
I prefer to put it in up front, which is what I'm going to show you now. Versus standing there, letting the toilet bowl fill and
well, like we put a bidet on, so like what, you know, I'll tell my wife, go ahead and use your bidet a little bit. Usually the tank fills almost all, you know, the bowl fills up almost all the way, and then there's a lot of water to flush that down. Part of the reason that's helped is because it smells so bad, it's less time we had to keep that pedal open. Right.
And so I just believe it's easier to add it up front. Every time you drain your black tank, and that's what I'm fixing to show you, you back flush it, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Then when you're satisfied with the rinse, you add 8 to 10 gallons of fresh water back into your black tank, close it, add your tank treatment, and now you're starting off with plenty of water. You don't have to think about it if you're in a hurry and you just flush the toilet, or, you know, plus me, well, let's be honest, it just kind of sucks to sit there and have to sit there and tap the toilet lever and sat there and wait for the bowl to fill up. To me, it's just easier to do it up front.
Just do it up front.
So now I'm only doing this one tank at a time. So I've got the black tank valve open on the RV, the other valve's closed. Let me just confirm that. That valve stays open, and then I use this as my gate valve. As you can see, this is not designed or meant to wash the inside of your black tank. That pressure, it's gonna push water up into your black tank, and we're using the water volume to pull out the solids that have been left behind. Reverse flush valve and a water flow meter. I know exactly how many gallons of water I'm putting in your tank every time.
Right.
And typically a back flush, I'll use anywhere between 15 to 25 gallons of water each time. The idea is you don't have to fill your black tank up because all of the solids settle at the bottom. So you just need enough water in there to catch those solids and help pull them out. So I'll start off with 15 gallons, see what kind of result I get, and if I need to add more the next time, I'll add more. I've met so many people that say they set a timer and they'll let the water run for 5 minutes. Time is no indication of how much water you're actually putting into your tank, and you could do a lot of damage by overfilling these tanks. And if you're on high water pressure, it can be done in a matter of minutes. Like right now I'm at 17 gallons, and that just didn't take any time.
Right.
But if you set your watch for 5 minutes, say, I've heard over and over again, you really don't know how much water you're putting into these black tanks. So you could be putting too much or not enough to get the water volume you need to pull the solids out. So the water flow meter is a must. Let's see what we get out the first. This will be the first back flush. So I'd say the liquefied is doing its job. You can see there's still stuff in there, but there wasn't a whole lot of solid material left in there. But again, you can see by the quality of the water, there was still stuff in there that needed to come out. And so I'm just going to rinse and repeat this process until I'm satisfied that, you know, most of the solids and stuff are out, and then I'm going to move on to the hydrojetting.
What's the worst case you've come across so far since starting with Tank Rangers?
A gray tank I spent 5 hours on because they poured kitchen grease down of it, and there was that much grease in the bottom of a gray tank.
Wow.
And I spent 5 hours straight trying to get that stuff out. I was literally covered head to toe in nasty, greasy, gray water. It was horrible. Horrible.
Now, as we're filling this up, another question I know you see a lot on like RV forums and Facebook groups and stuff is toilet paper. What's the best? Do you have to use RV toilet paper? Can you just use septic safe toilet paper? What's the best thing to be putting in your RV? If you're going to use toilet paper. I know some people won't even put toilet paper down there.
That's your personal choice. Whatever toilet paper you like. There's so many videos on YouTube and Facebook RV groups where people will put the septic safe next to the triple ply Charmin, and they both break down. As long as you have enough water in your tank and a quality tank treatment, it's gonna break the paper down. So, you know, I don't know about you, I've tried the RV toilet paper when I first got my RV 4 years ago. That stuff is horrible.
Yeah.
It's just horrible. So I use whatever HEB triple ply brand that I buy, you know, and I'm not scared to use toilet paper at all. All right, let's see if there's much left in there. So see, it's coming out. It's still a little dirty, but most of your solids are out of there. You still see a little bit of paper coming out, you know. This is what I mean by how important it is to back flush your black tank every time you drain it, because if you don't, that's what you're leaving behind, and then it will just layer upon itself. But we'll see once we get in here with the hydrojet and see what we can break up off the bottom of that tank. That's the 1500 PSI that I'm going in your tank with.
Okay. So does that basically pull its way up the way like the sewer jet that we use on our house?
Yes, it does pull its way up. See? Yeah. Another time we highly recommend people getting their tanks cleaned is, say you buy a used RV. You have no idea what the people, how they maintain their tanks before you. It's always good to get it professionally cleaned like this, just so you're starting out fresh. And you know, are your tank sensors working?
Yeah.
That's another.
I don't really pay attention to them, but
I don't either. The biggest, well, it's not the biggest problem, but a very, very common problem in all RVs, doesn't matter how expensive or how basic, is the sensors failing. They fail. They get you false positive, false negative readings. A lot of times we can get them clean and operating again like they should, but in a matter of no time, they just get gunked up and give you misreadings again. So I've been full-time in my RV for right at 4 years now. I don't even look at my sensors anymore.
we kind of judge the black tank by when you flush it, like how close is the water to the top?
If you flush your toilet and it ever kind of burps back at you,
Yeah.
you know, it literally it's your tank's full. It's time to empty.
So now is this only doing the bottom or is it doing the sidewalls?
No,
and
you got
everything?
3 jets.
Okay.
So they're spraying in all different directions.
Oh, well, there you go.
I hit something there, didn't I? So I think that's a direct result of that bottleneck and that water volume not being able to pull this stuff out. And so it's just sitting in there. Yeah, because this is clearly stuff that's been in there for a while. It's not from this weekend. So I went on a call one time, cleaned a lady's tanks, young lady in her 20s. I think she's in college. And got a call back because odors. And so I asked her, so well, when are you experiencing the odors? And she's like, every time I flush the toilet. I'm like, come here and show me how you flush the toilet. And she was completely standing on the foot pedal, leaving that valve open and letting it, you know, water.
Which is, I think, what my wife does.
Which now that's a direct vent to your sewer tank. You know, and I had to learn this the hard way. Once you know it, it seems really simple, but unless you're told, sometimes we don't really clue in. So I had to show her how you just barely tap on that foot pedal. The valve itself won't open. It'll fill the bowl with water, and then you press it all the way down.
And let it go out.
And let it go and close the valve, and that valve is truly only open because even though it's open, if there's water on top of it, you're not letting the fumes out. So it'll drain, and then you close it immediately. But if you sit there and you stay in that valve, that's a 2.5, 3-inch valve, you're sucking all kind of fumes into your RV.
So how do you know when you're done doing it this way?
I'm just observing. You know, this is by far rinsing out most of that stuff, but when I'm done, I'll back flush it once again to make sure I pull anything that I broke up inside that tank out. But they're all different. I'm just going by experience and what I see coming out. That to me is just clear indications that there's not enough water in that tank. I mean, routinely. Because paper will break down in water, and I'm still seeing just large clumps of paper come out, which tells me that there's not enough water.
There's not enough water.
So 8 to 10 gallons of water sounds like a lot, but trust me, it's necessary. Then you can use whatever toilet paper you like. You know, add liquefied on top of that, and it really breaks that stuff down to where it's literally liquefied, you know? All right, so we just hydrojetted the inside of that black tank, got a pretty good amount of stuff out. I'm gonna back flush it again to get everything that we just broke up out of there.
So do you recommend this type of back flush or just using the onboard?
I prefer this method because I got sit right here. I can see everything. I prefer this method. However, you can use your onboard flusher just as easily.
So when you do the onboard flusher, here's the big debate. Gate valve open or gate valve closed?
Both. If you leave the gate valve open, you can walk away and just let it spin and flush. But again, that water is just hitting the sides and running right down your drain, leaving solids behind. So that's the first method. The second method is to close your gate valve, use a water flow meter so you know exactly how much water you're putting in there. Do not get distracted, do not walk away, do not get on the phone. Pay attention to how much water you're putting in there. Turn the water off, open it up, and it's basically the same process as this. You're just doing it from your onboard flush valve instead of this way. But you gotta pay attention when that valve is closed, because you can overpressurize your tanks and flood your RV and all kinds of stuff. If you're not.
But you really
attention.
need to do both. You need to
There's
do it with
two different methods, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But doing it with the gate valve open all the time, you're probably not going to get it.
You're not getting the solids out. You're just rinsing the walls. It's the water volume in there that pulls out the solids.
Okay, Tommy, so we're all done. How did it all go?
It went pretty good. I was able to pull out quite a bit of buildup in all three of your holding tanks, but they're clean and they're good to go now.
Okay, so biggest recommendation, people: water, 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 water.
Water is your best friend, especially in your black tank. It breaks down the solids and mitigates odors inside the RV.
Yeah.
Water, water, water.
So do me a favor, look in the camera and say, Rachel, water, water, water.
Water, water, water. If you think you're using too much water, add more water.
Thank you very much, Tommy. Now, how can anybody, if somebody needs Tank Rangers?
You can go to tankrangers.com and look at our website. We have rangers all across the country. I'm located here in New Braunfels, Texas, and glad to be a part of this liquefied rally. It's been very fun. But again, you can go to Tank Rangers website, and I forget the exact link, but it'll show you.
I'll put it down below.
It'll show all of our locations, and then the chances are there's a ranger near you.
Very good. Thank you very much, Tommy.
Thank you.
Okay, tanks are all clean.
Really?
And we got a free bottle of liquefied.
Oh my gosh.
So evidently, whenever you have Tank Rangers clean your tanks, they give you a bottle of liquefied.
All right, let's pop this baby open and put her in.
So Tommy, the guy who did the tank, said that he added 8 gallons of water into the toilet. He said whenever we are actually going to go ahead and clean the tank after you're all done, put 8 gallons back in, then add your liquefied. He also told me to give you a message.
Yes.
More water, more water, more water.
Okay. I guess, sometimes you get afraid of water usage in an RV. So I need to be less afraid of letting the water flow. And you know what? If that smell does not come back, I will be happy to add as much water as necessary. So let's put in the lavender. Okay.
Okay, see how you're leaving your foot on?
Yeah.
Tommy said to stop doing that.
Oh, okay. I thought I'm supposed to be adding more water.
Okay, so I thought that too.
Okay.
And so he said he has made the same exact mistake.
All right.
So he said what you want to do, okay, when you go number 2, okay? So when you poop, okay, and this is usually honestly going to apply, sorry, but to women more than men.
Okay.
Because you're going to use toilet paper when you go number 1 and number 2. So you got to get the toilet paper to go down the toilet.
You guys don't use toilet paper on number 1?
No, we use urinals.
Okay.
So you only have to open it up real quick to the liquid go down. But now you got to let toilet paper or solids go down.
Okay.
So when you leave it open like that, what's happening is you're opening up a giant 2-inch to 3-inch hole for all of the smells to come up into the RV.
Oh.
So what you want to do is lightly press on the pedal to fill up the bowl, but not let the water go down. Then when the water is filled up in the toilet, then quickly press it so it all dumps real quick and closes back up.
Can I try it again? So I would pour in the liquefied like this.
And put some toilet paper in.
Okay.
Now lightly press to fill up the bowl. Nope. Yeah, there you go. Just a little bit. Just keep filling it up, filling it up. until you put a bunch of water in. And see how now it's nice and go. Now press it and let it go down quick.
Okay, so the second one was better.
That's how we're supposed to do it. And again, that's like a PSA for everybody, because he said he didn't know that. I didn't know that, but it makes sense. Like, put your head over a big thing that's got a bunch of poop in it, and you're gonna smell it. So the quicker you close the lid, the less smell you're going to get.
I can kind of understand, would you want a little bit of a whiff or a big giant opening of the whiff?
The other thing he said, that by adding like 8 to 10 gallons of water after you empty your whole black tank, you don't have to worry about adding as much water now, just enough to get everything to go down.
Yeah.
So don't use a ton of toilet paper. Like, you should not be using an entire roll of toilet paper every time you go poop. But so, you know, do your business, put your toilet paper in, fill up the toilet enough to have it go down in one quick floop. But you don't want to have it like just open while you're trying to scrub the side and all that stuff.
And I know that this is kind of a sensitive subject. I mean, like, my grandmother would not be like, I hope you're making a video and putting it out on the internet about poop talk. But the fact of the matter is,
everybody poops.
Everybody poops sometimes.
So this was a really good experience. Now, what did it cost? So it cost us $300, which
worth it.
I would have paid $1,000.
You don't know how bad it was before we got the service.
Yeah. And again, you get a free bottle of liquefied with it. They did the gray tank, and they did both gray tanks and the black tank. And so super happy with the service. Again, we'll leave all of the information for Tank Rangers down below. Along with that, we'll have a link for liquefied. And if you use the code Krazy15, you will get 15% off of your order of liquefied on things that aren't on sale. So at the time we're recording this video, they're doing a BOGO sale. Like, you buy a 32-ounce bottle and you get a 32-ounce bottle for free. You can't tack 15% on top of that.
BOGO.
But you do get a BOGO deal. And so that's a cool thing. But definitely use that link down below. We swear by liquefied. He even said as he was draining the tank that liquefied is obviously doing their job, because you didn't have a bunch of clumps. It was definitely breaking everything down. It's just that we had a buildup because we haven't been using enough water, and also because of the way we drain our tank. So he gave me some suggestions to help avoid that by draining into like one of the little portable totes, and then from there, then pumping it with the macerator pump.
One of the other things that he mentioned, we were chatting, was the fact that you fill up with just a little bit of, you know, water in your, you know, clean tank, and you're thinking to yourself, well, I've got fresh water in, I don't need liquefied now. And he's like, you know what? If you're going to go to a travel day, it's not a bad idea to put some liquefied in there, because you're going to be going down all those bumpy roads.
It'll help break things up.
And it will help break things up, because it's like sloshing around and just cleaning stuff. So pretty cool.
Let us know down in the comment section if you dealt with a smelly poop tank. I mean, we should all have a smelly poop tank, but is it overly smelly?
Unnecessarily.
Now, if you like seeing videos like this, if this kind of video helps you at all, please do us a favor. Hit the like button down below. That's going to do two things. Number one, that really does help build our channel, but more importantly, it lets us know what kind of videos you guys are looking to see.
Also, don't forget to hit the little bell button, and that way every single time we're talking about poop, you'll be alerted to it.
Until next time,
Happy camping.